they go like this. Mostly high blood pressure, diabetes, arthritis, asthma, cholesterol,
mental health.
Not there yet. Cholesterol, so diabetes, lupus. I'm going to go to chronic ones. Lupus,
Blood clots. Blood clots.
sickle cell, slightly different. I'm going to come to those, but lupus. I'm going to go with ME, because it comes on the same thing. ME. And which one?
Capalacta.
Which capalacta?
All right. You see, capalacta is a thing where you get from rice.
Yeah.
When you go to the doctor, them tell you you have burning stomach and here some.
Yeah, acid stomach.
Yeah, acid. But the real name for it is capalacta.
Yeah.
If you can't go on your, just write it down and go on your.
They change it. They change it. It's now called Helicobacter pylori.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
It's called Helicobacter
Yeah.
because it's a bacteria that they find in the stomach.
Black people sickness, if you notice.
They call H. pylori. Yeah, Helicobacter pylori. So I want to take you through a number of diseases that's common. I'm going to touch those. I'm going to touch those. If you write the letters, if you write the letters vertically, sisters are from just on the side there, vertically, on the other side, there's some. Yeah, right at the corner, and come down, coming down at the top, the letter P, at the top, P, yeah, and then underneath it N, and then underneath it E, and then underneath that I. That's it. The emotional, mental, and all of that stuff is on the top. That's where all the influences of diseases come from. The psyche. P stands for psyche. Under that, the N stands for neuro. Under that, the E stands for endocrinal. And under that, the I stands for immuno. Okay? Neuro, endocrinal, and I stands for immuno. All right. Blood pressure is not a disease. Blood pressure is a symptom. You can have all other diseases underneath there and have blood pressure as one of the symptoms of asthma. Blood pressure with diabetes. Blood pressure with lupus. Blood pressure is just a symptom. And hundreds and thousands of diseases have blood pressure. But to make money, blood pressure has become a disease, so now you can treat it, isolate it as a disease, and give someone amlodipine, istin, adalat, furosemide, and adding all the other things to buffer that up to manage so-called blood pressure. And they ask you, what is the cause of blood pressure? That's where it gets dodgy. Because the cause of blood pressure is unknown, because it could be anything. It could be stress, it could be because you lose your job, it could be because you just had a child, it could be because you just lost your man, the man just lost the woman, man not getting enough sex, man getting too much sex. It could be eating too much food, not getting enough food. It could be so many things why you have blood pressure. And so, because it's unfounded, just like backaches, it's one of the biggest mistreated, ill-treated, and malpractice diseases there is blood pressure. Therefore, one could have blood pressure for 15, 20, 30 years, and indeed people with blood pressure die with blood pressure. And while they're in the coffin, they still have the pharmaceutical drug all up in their blood veins. Amlodipine, istin, adalat, furosemide, all of those drugs that they're using to treat that blood pressure is still in their bloodstream while they're in the box being buried, and that's what killed them. But they paid for that with their lives. And a disease mimicking called blood pressure, when really they didn't know what the real problem was. They didn't even know that they had a kidney disease, and that's why the kidney disease gave them the blood pressure. They weren't millionaires, so the doctors wasn't interested to say, let's find out what's going on with this person, kidneys, because we know that blood pressure is not the disease. Oh, well, you have a kidney disease. We need to treat this and your blood pressure is going to come down. Far too expensive. NHS ain't going to do that. We're going to make billions on just that one disease at the top. Billions. I didn't even call cancer. I didn't even put cancer up there. There's so many diseases that I put up there. Benign intracranial hypertension. That's hypertension just in the head, you know. BIH. Benign intracranial hypertension. Make you go blind. There's so many diseases. But let's deal with the ones we suffer with. So blood pressure. One of the reasons people get blood pressure commonly in our community is our diet. You eat a certain type of food, and the biggest culprit, red meat. Okay? If you're eating pork, then unfortunately it means that you're still being ill-advised, and you believe the way you've been advised and you've been carefully taught that it smells good when the bacon are fried, and that it tastes good when you make it into the different meals you have. But actually bacon and pork is probably the worst kind of red meat you can ever have, because not only is it a scavenger, but there are worms which live in the pig's meat that actually travels in your body. And I'm going to say this, and make sure, if you doubt me, Google it now. The worms that live in the pork, if you put it in the cooker, cook it, fry it in the frying pan, it still stays alive. Even after you fry it, even after you cook it in the pot. And not just that, if you decide to, you're not going to fry it or cook it yet, but you're going to put it in your freezer, even after 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 10 years, those worms are still alive, frozen. As soon as you take it out and thaw it out, they're ready to go. When they get in your body, they work their way up to your brain. You can Google, put the image, and see a man who had a worm lived in his brain, and they saw that on a CT scan. You can see the worm in his brain. But that was a big worm. I'm talking about microscopic worms and small worms that you can't see so easily. So parasites and bacteria and viruses come from these types of meats. Worse still, humor me. I'm going to say something, I know you know the answer to it, but humor me. Watch where this goes. I kill something right here today. A pig, a lamb, sheep, a goat, a cow, whatever is the meat you're eating, whatever meat you prefer, I just killed it right now. Every single minute after I've killed it, it's decaying, it's rotting, it's decomposing. The Almighty made it so that time makes things decrease in value. You buy a car, and as soon as you take it off of the car showroom, the value is going down. Well, as soon as you kill something, it's starting to degenerate. Question, humor me. How could you eat this same meat 3 years later and it don't stink? When you know that if you come back even after 3 days, that meat when we just killed going to start stink. There's only one way it doesn't smell and show the cadaveric nature that it has, is because we put something in it to slow down that decaying process. But you see that thing I just put in it? Now that is in your body when you eat it. So what is that doing to your organs, your system, and the diseases that it's causing? Because if it's going to slow down something stinking, it's powerful. Come on. If I come in at your toilet after somebody use it and just complete, when they come out, they say, Lord, listen. They put a sign on the door say, do not enter for about 2 hours. Right? And I come with a spray. When we just go, so just one time,
House.
And the whole house, toilet, everything smell fresh. You're going to say, that is powerful. But then if I say to you, yes, but I want to spray some in your mouth. You're going to say, no, no, no. If it's that powerful, what it can do to the atmosphere, don't spray it in my mouth. Well, that's exactly what you're doing when you eat the red meat. You're taking into your system the things they're using to preserve something that is dead, a carcass. That's why Dr. Sebi said, be very careful what you eat, or it might eat you. So that's the first point I want to say about blood pressure. That is how we eat. We eat fatty foods, and we don't even have the blood pressure yet. I'm going to show you a journey how we got there. So we eat all the food we want to eat. We're in England, it's cold. We like to eat all the foods we eat. The rice and peas, the chicken, the fish, the lamb, the all of the stuff, and we eat it all together. Flinging a little pudding, an English pudding and some custard as well. Alright? Lovely, mate. Lovely. I'm having some of that. Yeah? Bit of custard. Hey? Just had some lamb, you know, some oxtail and, you know, hard food. Rice and peas. Yeah? Lovely. Let me tell you all today, don't mind